It is the desire of most parents to have their children do better than they are doing right now. And it takes information. If they have some information that you never had and they are able to do the things that you never did, they will probably become better and achieve more than you, even at a very young age. It is an intentional act. Have you ever seen some parents or some children talk, and the way they talk so much, they talk so intelligently, and you wonder, how did this one get to know all this at this tender age? How is it done? These are the things that we're going to be looking at in this session. Stay hooked on as we get back on this topic.
Waking up at dawnlight, breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear, success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong, in this rhythm we belong. Skies are high, but so are we, building castles where we're free. Gonna rise up, we won't fall.
You're welcome back. So if this is your very first time of joining us on this call, it's a 30 minutes call, a 90 days is a 90 days training, 30 minutes call, which we started some days ago. This is like about the 15th or the 16th episode. I will just confirm that. And what we're treating is financial intelligence for parents to make your children betterly equipped financially. And that is the wish of most persons anyway. But then we cannot use the old template that our parents use for us to train these little ones in this generation. The thing has to be different for them to get a different result. Your children's cash flow, you must be concerned about their cash flow, not leaving everything to chance that after all we send them to good schools. No, that would be a sign of irresponsibility on the part of any parent. So, but let's go down before we go. Are you just joining us for the first time? I want you to click on the subscribe button now so that you can get notification and watch the previous videos that we have done. In the previous, we've talked about goal setting, the mindset of a financially intelligent parent. We've talked about money matters. We've talked about budgeting. We've talked about the 50-30-20 rule of money, and so much more. It's going to do you are going to be doing yourself a lot of good if you can just take the time and go watch them. They are just 30 minutes every day for personal development. That is not too difficult to do. But I tell you, in this series, it's a 90 days. It's about 90 days series, or what do we call it? And within that period, I tell you, you are going to know better than a lot of persons know as it comes to financial matters. So click on the subscribe button, click on the like button, and also click on the share button. You might be watching it at any time. Somebody needs to get this information. Click on the share button. Let them know about this. All right, let's go on now. Why do we need to start talking about this finance to the young ones? At what age do we begin to discuss financial issues with them? Ladies and gentlemen, the earlier the child begins to have financial knowledge, financial understanding, it's going to be a great thing for that child and for you. Imagine your child just imagine your child as a financial confident adult, knowing how to save, how to invest, how to make smart money decisions, that future starts today. It starts by what you begin to show and expose that individual to now, not in the future. And don't expect that they will be taught in school. Nobody teaches money making 101 in school. We all learn it, and it depends on who is teaching you. That will determine how successful you will become at it. So, you, as a financially intelligent parent, equipped with this information, you will adequately pass this information or this knowledge to these kids. Teaching kids financial intelligence helps them to value money. When you teach them financial intelligence at the early stage, they are able to value money, they'll be able to plan for goals, and they'll be able to avoid all these debt traps. Many adults struggle with money, and just because they lack the kind of foundational financial education which you are getting now, that you will further transfer to your children. I want you to really sit tight, take up your notes, and make sure you grasp as much as possible in this. So, what we have to first in this series, what we're going to be looking at first is understanding the concept of money. You see, when a child is between the age of 6 and 10, between the ages of 6 and 10, even nowadays you got to do it earlier from the age of 4, you begin to make them to know the value of money. Let the child begin to know the value of money. So maybe you're a new parent, you are just coming up, you want your child to begin to know. Once the child begins to say, Daddy, Mommy, buy me this, buy me this. So he knows that they use money to buy something. Then you begin to teach that child. You explain how money is earned. That this is how you make money. Is either you make money by providing value or you make money by working. So, and at that early stage, you must begin to make them know the difference between needs and wants. There's no time that is too early. You must begin to show them. If you don't show them early, that's why you see some children, maybe their parents who are very, very successful, but at the age of 16, 18, they spend money anyhow, because they just feel their parents have the money, so the money is supposed to be spent. And you hear the child say, my father has the money, my mother has the money. This money management skill and ability, they don't have. So to avoid this thing, you must start training them. So, and how do you train a child, a 4-year-old child, 6, 5, 10 years old? How do you begin to teach them to work and know the value of money? It starts by giving them small chores, small things to do in the house. Oh, clean up your room. If you clean up your room, I'm going to give you 1,000 naira. I'm going to give you $1. I'm going to give you this. Oh, you see that's 10 naira, 20 naira, 10, 15 naira. I don't know how, depending on when you are watching this. It's material to those children. They see that they've earned it. So they will go in, they know that if they have this money, they can use it in his own mind or in our mind, is that I'm going to use this money to buy chocolates, or when we go to the supermarket the next time, I'm going to use it to buy something for myself, and so on like that. So when you tell them, Junior, I need you to clean your room. If the room is clean, I'm going to give you this. And you are true to it. You are not just trying to push them. Why will I be paying my child? Why should I be paying my child for cleaning his or her room? No. What you are doing is, you must look at it from the other side, that you are trying to train this child on the value of money. And then the other one that you need to start training them is, like I said, on needs, for them to know the difference between needs and wants. So you're going to do something. You can get a jar. A jar is like a container, that you can label. Just label one needs and label the other one wants. And then you tell the child, let the child, anytime you say he wants to something, you give the child something. Does this fall in your needs or your wants? When the child begins to know, you still say, okay, wants is the thing that I can maybe if I have it fine, if I don't have it fine, but needs are necessary for me. Okay, which one should I put? Okay, if I give you money for a donut and I give you money for a toy, which one is your need? Which one is your want? The child begins to know, okay, this one is want. So want, this one is need. And you begin to teach, there are children, as you teach them, you will be surprised. Those little action, those little ways will impact, will stick. In the teaching palace, they say monkey see, monkey do. That is what children do. They see you as you do it, that's what they are going to be doing also. Also, one of the things that parents can do to teach their children early, especially between the ages of 6 and 10, take them along for shopping and allow them to calculate the cost of the item. Okay, we picked a loaf of bread, we picked a burger, can add them together. How much are we paying? And also teach them that it's not that they give them a price when they get into a market. Somebody say, how much is this? You say, how much is this? It's $10. And then you don't bring that. You teach them how to haggle price, to ask for discount. One of the things that rich men do, they ask for discount. So it's not a sign that it's not a sign of lack for you to ask for discount. It's a sign of financial intelligence. You better teach them, let them begin to know. All right, the next level the next age that we look in, let's look at the children between the ages of 11 and 14. I know when they are getting between 11 or 14, they are seeing themselves as entry, what we call the teenage age or the preteens and so on and so forth. At this age, they are very, very conscious of money. They are very conscious. So one of the things that you must emphasize, even though you might have started it when they, between the ages of 6 and 10, where you teach them when somebody gives them money, friends comes to the house, they give them money, you have to show them that come have a piggy bank that they can put their money. And one beautiful thing about the piggy bank is this. If you can get something, in those days we had some things that are covered and things. Let it be transparent. It could be their saving box. It could be a kind of plastic, this transparent plastic stuff, so that they can, as they are putting it in, they see it growing. Psychologically, there's a way it's growing. And the thing is, I want it to grow to this level. Let's see how soon you can get your money to grow to this level. So by the time you tell them to go and do a particular chores in their house, they are excited because they know they are going to have an opportunity to put something in that box. But by the time they get between the ages of 11 and 14, at this point, you have to start tell them to have saving goals. They are not just now saving. They now at this stage, they are saving with a target. Teach them to save a portion of their money for short-term and long-term goals. At this time, daddy, I want to buy a football. I want to buy a ball. And then you are telling how much is the ball. Get them to know how much. They know the cost of the ball. And then you say, okay, let's see how fast you are going to save money to buy the ball. It's not because daddy does not have money to buy ball, but because you have something to teach that guy into the future. And then you are going to say, before you are going to, if you want a ball, you got to work for it. You've got to work for it. So the guy will come disturbing you. Daddy, what do you want me to do today so that you can pay me my money? Do you understand? He will start asking you questions. They want to do this. At that point, you'll be hearing them say, because it's something that I've experienced very well. You say, which work do you want me to do now? You say, you are owing me this. And okay, don't worry, I'm going to pay you. And things. And they are excited. They will start telling you, Mommy, if I sweep the floor, will you pay me? How much will you pay me? Of course, when we were growing, our parents did not. How dare they tell you to go and sweep and you are saying, how much will you pay me? If they use one hand to send you the message, you will understand what they are talking about. But you see, the generation, it's getting different. It's a different ball game. That's why I say we can't use the same templates that we used In those days, if your daddy told you something, um, go leave that place. You don't even blink your eyes, you leave. But when you today you tell the child leave that place, you say, Daddy, why? Why am I leaving? I don't know whether you've experienced it, but when you experienced it, you say they are in a stage, in an era. You say, what? Okay, you leave that because that place is not good. And you say, why is it not good? Everybody's doing it. And so on and so forth, like that. So now, because they are getting to it, they are now fully at the age of accountability. You begin to set goals for them. Anything they want, you tell them to save towards it. Apart from your core things, maybe like school fees and all these other things, let them know that that extra thing that they need, they should save for it. And you, because you know already that you are going to get that thing for them, you've set that money aside. So, but instead of you just taking the money to go and buy the thing for them and things, you put them to some tax, and you pay them, give them. You can make it more frequent so that the money, if it's something that the child needs early enough, then you do it. I guess you get what I'm saying. As you do it early enough so that the child can get the money on time by engaging. So you also introduce the idea of the bank. Let them begin to understand that there's a place where you can save money. At that point, you begin to give them your ATM card under supervision now. Under supervision, depending on where you stay and things. You give them. I remember at a point in time, my one of my children will go, say he wants to go and buy something. There's a supermarket across the road, and the guy will go. When he gets there, okay, the last time that the mom bought the item, maybe it was 15,000. Now he goes there and they say 17,000. The guy will come back. You say, Mommy, I can't buy this thing. The last time you bought it is 15,000. Now you said it. Okay, now that means you're getting to understand the value of money. So, and as at that time, they can go with the ATM card to go make purchase. And as that time, we can tell them, be careful, don't issue your PIN to anybody. Make sure nobody is looking at you when you are pressing. And if you are pressing the PIN, make sure you begin to teach them all these financial things. Oh, don't give your PIN to anybody and things. You are surprised that at this level, some adult has still been hit by people telling them, bring your PIN and all these things. Is it their fault? Financial intelligence. These are some of the things that you need to teach. And at this point also, because they are between the ages of that 11 and 14, at this point, they have saving goals. They want to save, just like we said, they have saving goals. They want to save for their bikes. They want to save for their game. They want to save for the PS4 and whatsoever, just like that. So at that point, it is now crucial for you, when the child are saved, when they are saved, and then you begin to tell them, let's know, you remember we were talking about the needs, the wants, and your savings. You've earned this money. I have paid you. You swept the floor or you washed the car, and I paid you 1,000 naira. How will you divide this 1,000 naira? Okay, they say 50% to my needs, 30% to my wants, and I should save 20%. It's fun. It's not something you will hold cane. It's going to be, interactive. Okay, I've given you 1,000 naira now, or you've put together 10,000 naira for whatsoever you want to do. Okay, let's distribute it. 50% of this money should go for what? Your needs. What are your needs? Write them down. The child writes the needs down. Write the wants. If they understand this early, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you are going to be having a child that is seriously financially intelligent. And then when they begin to get to the ages of between the ages of 15 and 18, then we begin to say some serious things. We begin to get to some serious levels. At this point, you begin to make them to understand what investment is. What can they invest in? You begin to tell them, make them have a good understanding of the difference between assets and liabilities. So if you have children between the ages of 15 to 18, even up to 20, you'll be surprised. Most of them don't have a clear definition of the thing we call assets and liabilities. So it behoves you, necessity is placed on you to sit them down and begin to show them early difference between assets and liabilities. Most of them, they are getting to that point where they getting to school, they be taking allowances and things. Because of what you've started teaching them in the past, they begin to know that they are not supposed to spend everything. And then by the time he's telling you he wants to buy the earphone, he wants to buy a phone, then you might begin to say, is that an asset to you or a liability? If it's a liability, you should know that what you should target first is an asset so that you can use that asset to fund your liability. That brings me to a very fast story. At a point in time, I was looking, a parent who were gisting, and I said, if my son wants to get a bike, if you don't have money, let me just put it, let me put it this way. My son wants to get a bike, and I tell him, for me to get you a bike, well, let's save for two. We need two bikes. You know why? So that when you are riding your bike in the estate and other children are looking at you, you can also tell them that if you want to rent a bike, I have an extra bike. Children of their age, they are always excited. You too, you are at that level. You'll be excited about, riding a bike. So you buy one bike, come. If you need a bike, we must work for you to get two bikes so that you can use one and rent the other. And what are you teaching that child? You are teaching him or her business. A business. Even if you can't buy two bikes, if it's only one, okay, if you're going to get a bike, you promise, you ride it in the morning, you rent it out in the evening. You use it when you are on holidays. You are going to be riding it by yourself in the morning, and in the evening you are going to be renting it out to your friends. And you say, see guys, it's not about what the neighbors will say. It's not about what people will say. You are teaching your child. You know what you are teaching and passing on to your child. And you see, the guy will be so excited that, okay, how much? It could just be for stipends. It could just be for little amount of money. Do you understand? But that child is beginning to know that, okay, I can provide services and make money from it. It makes them to begin to think. In this generation, they have a very powerful way of thinking. So you are going to help them in that activity. Then the other thing that you should begin to make them know, when they begin to save money, it is not just about saving money. You must teach them the principle of compounding. The compounding principle. Now, when you talk about the compounding principle is a very, very big, they even say it's the seventh wonder of the world. Let me quickly show you something as far as compounding is. When we say compounding, there are ways you save money. You calculate it, you calculate some on simple interest, and you calculate others on compound interest. If you begin to save now and you have a system that can help you to compound it, you will make more money than someone that is just. Let's look at this chart. This is called the compound interest chart. You can always get that just this. You can go to the website. It's called compounddaily.org. All right. Now, this is how you show someone how the importance. This child might be maybe at the age of 15, and then you tell this guy, or what we do now in our cooperative, because in the Rich Vision Cooperative, we kind of encourage parents to open cooperative accounts for their children. Now, look at this. If for the beginning, look at the compound interest. Just watch this. Let's say you start to save just 10,000 naira for each of your children. 10,000 naira monthly. 10, 10, 10,000. Maybe you have 3 of them. 10. I'm just saying minimum, or just depending on you. In the cooperative, we have The interest rate on the contribution is about 10% per annum. 10% per annum. And we expect that every month the parent, as a parent, you are saving for yourself and you are saving for your children. You know, the difference is that why it's different from the one in the bank is that you don't just use ATM card to go and collect it, because now it's in a cooperative and it's a kind of closed store. So compound frequency, we are going to be saving every month for 1 year. And look at this, the length of time, we are looking at the next 10 years. What you can do, simple discipline. We always say success is simple discipline compounded over a period of time. That's another definition of success that I'm giving to you. Simple discipline compounded over a period of time. So you put 10,000 naira every month, and then every month that you are putting in 10,000, and you do that consecutively for every 12 within the next 12 months. If you start from this as at this month, let's click on calculate. Let's see what is going to come up to. This is telling us that you started with 10,000 naira on the 19th, and your principal amount grew in that 10 years to about 2 million naira. Can you imagine? The total payments were 1.2, and then you generated as much as this interest on it, profit on it. So if you look at the table here, just look at the table here. On the first day, the first month, you dropped 10,000, and this was the profit. This is the balance. The second month, the second month, that's the 19th of February, you dropped another 10,000. That's about 20. That gives you about 20,000, and the profits grows on it on monthly basis. Just look at how just 10,000 naira monthly within 10 years. Look at what it has generated over a 10 years period. Just look at this, about 2 point something million naira. Most person will say, oh, when it gets to that time, I'm going. What you see, you can never say. We hope for better future, but it's good that you start preparing for that future that you expect now. Apart from that, you are teaching this child discipline to save consistently. Some of us started it in the cooperative for the past 4 years. We've been doing just small amount. It doesn't have to be big. Now, for you that have good capacity and you're able to do 50,000 naira, let's look at 50,000 naira for your child on monthly basis. Or because you have to be doing your own, let's just be realistic to some extent. So let's say you are doing 25,000 naira. Let's say 25,000 naira, like I have some parents doing already. Maybe for the next 10 years and thereabout, every month you put in 25,000. Every month you put in 25,000. Just look at what will this money become in 10 years' time. So look at this. This money, the total payment, everything is coming to about 5 point something million, 5.1 million. What are you talking about? In a period of, you are just doing this, as at this time, this money is not even hurting you. And that money keeps on going there. With other benefits that goes with it in the cooperative, you would have had very good value for your money, not the ordinary savings in the bank. I hope you get this. So you begin to teach them the power of compounding early as much as possible. So that is one tool that you can use to teach children compounding. And you begin to tell the child, do you know what 8 million, 5 million naira can do for you? Do you know what 10 million naira can do for you? You see, now they are not so big, so they will appreciate that figure going into the future. If they start saving 10,000 naira now monthly, that's not what they are going to be saving for life. Over the years, situation will improve that they can even increase the monthly saving. But you know what? The child has a picture of a targeted future, that this is what I am saving towards. And they can come down, sit down with this kind of instrument and begin to play with it to see how they begin to imagine things for themselves. I think it's a very good thing that you should help them to do. And then you begin to teach them at that age the importance of a budget. So assign fixed amount of money, real and hypothetical, and create a kind of weekly budget. You can tell the child, okay, I want you to draw the budget for us for the month, for the week. Draw the family budget for the week and things. They will gladly do it. Don't undermine their ability. If they can sit down with those PS4, if they can be fighting Battle of Thrones and things with their phones, they can do this also. All right, so at this stage, you begin to also tell them, help them to open investment accounts so that they begin to see the power of investing. So, as we wrap it up, before I just go on, if you are getting so much value on this call right now, I want you to put a thumbs up, click that sign where you have that thumbs up. Just click on it. Let's know that you love this content, and you just type value, type value there in the comment section, and also share with your friends. All right. So lastly, let's look at one thing that you need to do as a family. You need to start having what you call the family financial meeting. FFM, the family financial meeting. Guys, all these things looks like bookwork, but I tell you, these are some things that some people are doing, and they've already started seeing good results with it. Their children becoming super financially intelligent. And you see a 15-year-old boy talking to you about S&P 500, talking to you about buying treasury bills and bonds and things like that. And you wonder, you are an adult, you are even yet to know that. But you see this young chap, because the parents have been exposed, which go and read something, you see some of these articles, what the rich teach their children. What the rich teach their children that the poor do not. Do you understand? So, thank God nobody has been labeled poor. It's when you call yourself poor. But everyone that has that rich mindset, you must begin to look at, what do I need to teach my children that they will have better understanding than I have. And that's why this 90 days training is very important, because we are still going to be talking about all these bonds, treasury bills, and all these things, how to invest in small shares, in small stocks, and so on and so forth. These are some of the things that we are still going to be talking about. So you begin to have that the family financial meeting. And what do you do? Set aside a day in the month, just one day, where we talk about our expenses, we talk about our saving goals, and where are your saving goals. What's your target for this year? Your target is to save 100,000. Okay, how much have you saved so far? And Daddy, I didn't make any money. Did you do something that you are supposed to earn money that they did not pay you for? That kind of awareness begins to come in. It brings a sense of a kind of accountability amongst yourself. It's a fun thing, and most importantly, it helps to bond the family, guys. It helps to bond the family very, very well. And then one other thing that you must do to your children is teach them early charitable givings. Teach them early charitable givings. Let them know how to give. Let them know how to help people. Some at times they look at this. Why should I give him money? What work did he do for me? No, that is not how the life goes. Service to many leads to greatness. If you can help enough people get what they want, you will get all you want. So you begin to teach them how to give generously, so that they don't become stingy to themselves and to the society. But then you must also make them know there must be a percentage of your money that you will set aside. Don't give out all your money. Somebody said, my daughter said, somebody came around their house and the person was begging. This little girl went into the room and opened the mother's purse. The money she saw there, took a big chunk of it and went to give to that woman to go. The woman said, what kind of thing are you doing? You understand? Another day she said they had rice in the house, and this child went, took a pint of rice, and fine, it's good. But you have to teach them not to go beyond that. There's a limit to which you can do it that will not affect you and affect others also. So that's, please begin to teach them early. Let them do volunteer job and things. And it's not, at times it's not every work that they do that they get paid. Tell them to do volunteer jobs also. In volunteer jobs, you don't even ask for money. So when they begin to do those things, there's kind of value that you are putting into them. So on the last note, let me take this last one. You must teach your children the power of visualization. They must be able to visualize. Let them see their future. Understand, there was one time, I think in one of the training, I said something that you cannot feature in a future that you did not picture. So let them begin to picture their future. Oh, can you picture if you are able to save 8 million naira before you get to the age of 20? What do you think you want to do with that kind of money? Just close your eyes and imagine yourself, you are having this. And they begin to imagine their financial. If we are able to save this money, can you imagine your financial success? Close your eyes, let's imagine it together. What kind of cars do you want to buy? What kind of house? What kind of business? And they begin to describe different scenarios. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to work. It helps their mentality. It helps their thinking a lot. So ask them the question, what does financial success look like to you? Let them paint you the picture of what financial success is. How will you use the lessons learned today to achieve your dreams? You ask those questions, and I tell you, they'll be glad to be involved in it. So, ladies and gentlemen, financial intelligence is a gift that keeps giving. It's a gift that keeps giving. That's financial intelligence. By starting today, you are setting the foundation for the future of your child. If you start it today, you are setting a good future for their financial. You are setting a good standard for their financial future, which will be filled with opportunities, and they are going to grow up so confident as far as money is concerned. They will have that. They will not be scared when people are talking about money. They will not be scared to talk about their dreams. They will not be scared to put big projects in front of them, knowing that they have financial intelligence to be able to manage it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you. So what I want you to do is, from today, begin to engage your children in some financial activities. You have the weekly, you have the one you call the monthly. So as you do it, it begins to prepare their mind. I want you to join us in the next session as we dive deeper into strategies of family financial success. I'll be expecting to see you in that session. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure talking with you on this particular episode. What you need to do for me now, click on the like button, click on the share button, and let's get this message out to people that financial intelligence for parents is a must for everyone. Once again, it's your friend and partner, Olushola Popola. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Waking up at dawn, light breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear, success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong, in this rhythm